Rob loves reading. That's why he loves me. That's right. Because you went to art school.
Right.
And I went to writing school.
You went to word school. I went to word school and you went to art school.
Rob, when I met Rob, one of Rob's big pet peeves was the word utensil, which he swore was invented by smart people to make him feel stupid.
Writing utensil.
Right.
Writing utensil.
Well, oh yeah.
Utensil.
The word is utensil. You didn't think...
excuse me, could I have a writing utensil? Just say pencil.
Maybe you don't want a pencil. Maybe you want a pen.
Then say that.
But what if they're both there?
How do you
Then say what you want.
How do
What
you
if you
say
don't
give me
know
something
what's
to
in
write
the
with
drawer?
without making
You don't know what you want?
Maybe you want to be polite because you're talking to someone who's not that smart.
Okay, all right. Well, now...
Do you hate instrument just as much?
No. I'm fine with that.
Writing instrument doesn't bother you?
Nope. Writing utensil. Could I have a writing utensil, please? Just say pencil, dude.
I don't know. I might be hashtag Team Rob tonight.
Well, he's always more entertaining, but it's because he's disruptive. He waits until something's happening and then he disrupts it. It's like a luxury for him. You know, it's like if you sit around, if everybody. Yeah, must be nice having that job. He's like Pizza Hut's Noid, or was it Dominos? Was the Noid from Dominos?
Do you know the reason why they stopped doing the Noid?
Because people didn't know.
No. Does anybody know why?
Oh yeah.
Do you know, sir? Stand up and tell the Wikipedia.
I think there was a dude who's actually named Noid, and he was paranoid that Dominos was talking to him.
Right. Yeah, and then he went into...
The guy said, for those who didn't hear it, there was a guy whose name was Noid who thought that Domino's was
talking to him
with
through the television, so he went into not a Pizza Hut, the other one, with a machine gun, thank you, and started killing people.
Can we have one fucking story in America that doesn't end with someone taking a gun somewhere and fucking murdering people? I'm so fucking sick of this story.
Do you know there's been I did 90? What is it? 95 this year?
That's why we love the Noid. That's why we lost him. Fuck that guy.
Yep.
I don't know. The Noid was the one thing that couldn't possibly have had anything to do with a mass shooting. That's why you loved it. You're like, this is safe.
Not anymore, apparently.
But how many is it this year, Steve? How many school shootings?
Well, it was 45 school shootings that we were
in a year. And now we're making fun of
not even.
Jeb Bush didn't know what school we were talking. It's like, well, come on, it's getting to the fucking point where the obscene thing is that it's hard to keep track. It's a goddamn epidemic. I don't know what my point is. I'm not on a soapbox. There's no one on the other side of this issue.
There are.
By the way, let's go have a conversation about that because I want to say without obviously not a gun nut, not a guy who's and it's hard to get into this conversation because everyone's hyper vigilant against which person are you.
Yeah.
But speaking as a person who just wants everyone to stop dying and is absolutely fine with any legislation we need to make happen, whatever makes people feel fine, because I've given up on this earth anyway. It's not like I got to make sure that Constitution is upheld perfectly. I don't give a fuck about you morons. I'm not fuck you. I'm just kidding. I love you, but I was given a hard time during that werewolf game by all of you, and it's just I don't want any of you to get shot, but I don't care about your Constitution. Okay. So we're focused on this legislative issue. We're which obviously if you are a person who's been saying for 30 years we need to mitigate this legislatively, every time one of these things happens, obviously it's going to be a big fucking rageful moment. And obviously if you're somebody that's always worried that someone's going to come take their guns, then you're going to play the other part and all this stuff. But just outside of that Heathcliff fight with the claws going around, thank you, Will Wheaton.
I love that image so much.
Hashtag in our rage.
What are we gonna do? What is step 2 in a hypothetical universe where we would said because there's how many guns are in circulation in the last 30 years? Like we're gonna be all dead, shot or not. Like we're all gonna be dead before legislation would stop the insanity.
There are
right?
more guns in America than there are people.
Yeah,
fact.
So is there another step to this, or are we?
No,
like,
we're not ever going to do anything about it because we sat by as a nation and allowed a classroom full of 6-year-olds to be murdered, and then would not even at a legislative level do the most fucking useless thing that could possibly have been reasonably passed. We as a nation went, no, it's way more important that we jerk off our guns than our kids go to school without ever having to worry about dying. I go into a movie theater and wonder, well, am I going to be am I going to be on the news now? Because fucking gun nuts, like, have created this delusion in their life that, like, the president is going to walk up to their house and go, give me your guns, unless you have a lot of them.
Right.
It's insane.
So because we know, but it's like because we know that that's never going to happen because we're going to keep because it's like a football game where we just keep. But it's almost like it's like a Ouija board or something where people want to just go like this. I'm not saying that neither side wants a resolution, but I am saying like not only would you need to then have one of those teams win, but then also in addition to that, you'd need definitely something else. What is that something else? Does anyone have a fucking idea? Because like if you make guns completely illegal to the point where the image of one is banned and everyone's home is searched and you gather them all, there's still going to be so many guns. And so is it? I mean, is this a mental health issue? Is this it goes so much beyond this, right? It's like, is it some kind of like national psyche thing? Like no one ever. What the hell are we supposed to do? We're nuts. We're obviously 300 million insane people collectively, right?
Yeah, I'm so angry about it that it's not possible for me to be rational about it. I mean, I'm so just blind rage. Fuck everyone who
you're
has
being more rational than I am
rifle.
because you're able to have the rationality like about the legislative thing, like at least to be able to look at that. I'm being less rational because I'm going like, Jesus fucking Christ, we're so fucked. Like we're just is just so much unlike any country in the world.
Well, and when a presidential candidate responds to a shooting like the one we just had by saying stuff happens, we are beyond fucked.
Yeah.
Like there's no way out.
Like we're just so are we so is it like isn't it like isn't the absolute only solution you could possibly think of? Like there's no economic solution, there's no legislative
tons
issue.
Of solutions.
There is. What are the okay.
First of all, you do background checks, restrict who could get guns, just make it a bit harder. There's not any of that at all. I mean, there's not none of that, but it's not good at all. Second of all, stop the manufacture of certain types of guns or new guns. You don't have to take people's guns away. You just stop new ones. Third of all, you could do a trade-in program, offer cash for guns. It's proven to work. Get more guns off the streets. And I mean, a combination of those options and then ratcheting them up, that would work. It'd just take a lot of separate programs working independently and together trying to make it happen. And that's what's impossible.
Well, getting people to pass any of those legislative measures is impossible.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm saying that's how you do it, not how it will be done.
If anything like that's going to happen, it's going to happen at a state level.
Yeah,
and it'll be like, anyone who thinks that it's a good idea to vote for any of the people in the GOP clown car have to only look at what Brownback did to Kansas, which is like they're basically turned an American state into Somalia, and they've just like created like this libertarian paradise for businesses, and it's ruined the economy for every other person there. Like it's easily like just all you have to do is look at the numbers before Brownback was elected and after, and you can't deny the data. And in counties and places where there are more gun laws, there's fewer gun deaths. So if you could do it at a state level and then say like, it'd be great if it was California, then there's not as many gun deaths here. This is working. Then you start to put pressure on candidates to get it to go, but you still have one entire half of the political environment who refuses to accept that global warming is a thing. I mean, like it's like if I was 4 looking at the moon, you know, they would be like, well, we can't look at the moon anymore because libtards look at the moon.
Libtards?
Oh, libtards, yeah.
Libtards.
Oh, libtards.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. It's one of their more clever
Libtards.
other ones.
I wanted to.
They suck, right?
Do you think the internet has made this political this
Bunch of
fucking, like,
libtards out there.
Do you think we've become worse or better? I guess there's a nut.
I think
question.
it's both.
Because we have so much now. It's just like you just anonymous. Like you can't watch a music video without like underneath it. It's just like people devolve into some crazy heated fucking like 2-party culture war about something. It doesn't necessarily be. It's not necessarily a gun control underneath a Madonna video, but it's like unless she has a gun in the video, or like Madonna was an artist in the 80s. And
She was also an author. Did a great art book about naked people called Sex.
yeah.
I wonder whatever happened to her.